All right, let's see. Sound good. All right. We are good. All right, so to start on our gap scan for the morning, we've got a few gappers, pretty much similar to yesterday, where there's an okay number of gappers, not really anything too special. I mean, we've got NUZE, which we want to watch today out of the bell. I will keep an eye on this. I don't love it. I don't love how it's trading this morning. Maybe it changes how it trades after the bell. We'll have to see. As of right now, it's okay. It's okay. It's not really something that I would typically gravitate towards. You also don't have a whole lot of range here on the daily either. You've got range to $5, and as you can see, we already tested $5 this morning off of 493. And so it already filled this gap on the daily here. And so I don't know if you really have much range here left on NUZE today. And you can see, I mean, literally that top of that gap here is right at $5, and you already tested 490. And so for that reason, I don't know if you're going to have much opportunity on NUZE today. Only because, like I said, it's already closed that gap on the daily. So there's not much range left. And I don't really know how you can go about playing this other than simply looking for the retest of 5 maybe after open. You can maybe look for a pullback off of like 340 or something. I mean, that's all that I can really see that you can do here is watch for the pullbacks maybe off of 340, you know, for the retest of the high of day. And you might be able to do that. But the way that I see that, though, is if you're looking for a pullback, you know, down to the 340s for the retest of the high of day, why would it make the move back to the high of day if there's no incentive over the high of day? There has to be incentive over that high, and if there's not incentive over that high from today, I don't know if there's really a good chance that it's going to make that move back up into that high of day. So we'll look at it. It's something that we can have on the list. I'm not saying we can't watch it, but we'll put it on the list for now and we'll just see what happens. But that's really the only way you can really watch this today is off 3-4 on NUZE. No sound. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hold on. All right, are we back? Are we good? Some of you never lost sound. That's how it usually goes. I don't know. I think it's some of your internet. I don't know. We're good? Okay. Hopefully we're good. Let's see. Hold on one sec. All right. So in UZE, we're watching this like I mentioned. All I can really see here is to watch it off of 340. And if you guys could, if the sound ever goes out again, just tag me in the chat. That way I can at least be notified whenever it happens. So I'm not watching the chat constantly. Okay, so in UZE, we're watching this morning. That's the only way that I can really see to watch it is off of VWAP down there around 340 out of the open. All right, so that'll be off of 340. I'll keep an eye on it. You have range back to the high of day. We'll say 480 and 5. I don't love the fact that our range is only back to the high of day, but we'll still look at it regardless and see if it doesn't set up for us. It's still a decent setup. It still looks pretty good for possible pullback entry after open. DM or DRMA. Let's see, we've tested 540 this morning. Already made a pretty decent move up into its range. I don't love this too much. It's one of those two where it doesn't have crazy range. If you were to watch it, you really have to watch it over $3 or over this 285 area. It's not horrible. It's not horrible, but again, I don't want to trade setups that are just not horrible. I want to trade great setups, and this isn't one of those here. This is definitely not a great setup unless it can start to pivot and find buyers back over 350. So the only way you can really watch this out of the open today, I would say to look for the pullbacks on this. Price needs to maintain over 260 off of some pullbacks at the open. So you can do that. You can watch it off 260 at the bell. If it can maintain over 260, then you can look for the curl back up into the 3.3s. I'd say back to 3.3, back to 3.6. off of a flush down off of 2.6 on DRMA. So DRMA, let's do that. DRMA, a bit better here than 285. I like the 260 quite a bit. So watch this out of the open off of 260 for the range back to 330 and 360. Not too bad. We can look at it off the pullbacks. SGMO, penny name. Nice look. I actually like this quite a bit. This is pretty good. This is a pretty good look. Watch this morning. Over 64 cents for pullbacks. This looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. You've got plenty of range here as well, over $1. And so I definitely want to watch this. You've got, we'll say range to $1 here on SGMO. So SGMO, watch it off of 64 cents for the range back to $1. So that psychological whole number spot at $1. Keep an eye on that. Again, over 64 cents out of the open. We will take a look there shortly. Pretty good look, though. I like that a lot. Probably my favorite so far. And that is on SGMO. Let's see. SYTA, no thanks. IVP, no ew, gross. Wow. Let's see. I think we've already gone through most of our gappers. I'm checking real quick for the mid and large cap setups down here at the lower end of the list. And then we'll go ahead and go through some stuff. BBLG getting volume here. Again, BBLG getting volume. Just saw it start hitting the scanner there. I may watch this out of the open today over that daily high from yesterday, right here over this 213. That's actually not a bad look. That is not a bad look. Watch this over 213 today. Watch that out of the open off 213, or you can also watch it. Oh, you've got the 200 right there at 280. So over 217, 213 area, you've got range back to the 200 around 280. So you've got $2.80 range to the upside. After that, if it does break, you've got range to about 315. So nothing crazy, but it is there. So we can definitely watch that. Like we said, watch out of the open. Or really now, if you'd like to, over 313 or 213, I mean. So keep an eye on that. 213 pullbacks. It looks pretty good, pretty tight. So you can either play it off the pullbacks or over that 213, or just wait until after they open and kind of figure out a plan then. But for right now, BBLG, we like it off of 213 for the range to 265 to 3. So we've got 4 small cap setups here from our gap scan this morning, which is pretty good. Pretty good. I'd be keeping a pretty close eye on that BBLG though right now while I'm going through the rest of the watch list. If you like it, trade your plan, but for right now, I'm going to finish going through my list. All right, next up, we've got MIRA to watch today. Finally finding a nice base here this morning too in pre-market, so that's a good sign. Bounce right off of the risk from the watch list as well. This looks pretty dang good for today. I want to watch this, really at this point, the only way that I can watch this is more so to the upside. And so I want to watch this if it can hold up, find buyers over, I'd say 230. Anything over 230 I'm a fan of here, as long as it holds up over this little, into closed trend here, which you can see on my screen now. So I want to see it hold up over 230 out of the open. Over 230, you've got the range here back to, I mean, I'd really just go back to 3. I'd say 3 and 330, you've got the range here too. So I'd say look at MIRA today over 230. And range here is going to be to 3 and 330 on MIRA. So trying to play the curl here on the daily after the big drawdown yesterday. Hopefully get a nice move today. I mean, you're talking 49% moves to the downside yesterday after that massive move on Monday. So definitely keep an eye on that today. Off of 230, it looks really good going into the bell as well. That puts us at 5 setups for the open so far. And then we've got NVAX Pretty simple setup here, just daily breakout. Watching it over 17 today, which I doubt that it does, but we can still be prepared nonetheless. And last but not least, we've got SERV, which I again want to watch off of the 770s. Well, that's not right. 735. Yeah, I wanted to watch. Okay, previous night was 770. Okay. So I want to watch it today over 735, or I've got a few levels marked up here that I wanted to double check because I also wanted to look at it over 860 as well. And so which way do I really want to watch this? Going to be tricky here. So let's do 820 for now. Let's do an 820. Look for the curl off the 200 here on the 15-minute. And if we can't find the curl there, then we can look for buyers somewhere lower, maybe off of 735 is what I've got marked up on SCRV. And so we can look one of two ways there. We can either look over the $8 area there off the 200, or we can look for it off of 735. So I prefer it more so over $8. But if it does not hold that 8 out of the open today, then I would say just sit back and wait for a more proper entry. But we'll watch it over 8 at the open. And that range there is back to 12 and 13. I would say to look, though, for about 950 first. That's going to be your first spot to watch. So definitely watch that. You've got the $8 flush for the range back to 950. And then you've got the range to 12 and 13 after that. All right, let me separate these so it's easier to read. Hold on one sec. All right, SCRV off of the 8 level for the range back to 950. I'll just put 950 plus for now. We know 12 and 13, but that's kind of out of the realm of possibilities today, in my opinion. So we'll watch it off 8 for pullbacks. See if we can't get this to curl today after a pretty nice close yesterday. It held up off the criteria from last night's watch or previous night's watch list so well. So hopefully we can continue to curl today, get a nice move here today, and it looks pretty good. Looks pretty dang good. Again, off of $8, we're watching it. So for the open today, we've got NUZE, DRMA, SGMO, BBLG, MIRA, NVAX, and SERV. I was also going to look at Spotify again today, but I don't know if I really want to trade that range on Spotify today when we have so many opportunities in small caps. If we were kind of low on opportunity today, then I was going to say let's maybe look to play some Spotify. But for right now, we've got plenty of things to watch, and so for that reason, I don't really care to add anything else to the mix there. So right now, we'll just focus on these. What do we have, 7? Yeah, we got about 7. So we'll focus in on these here. Man, AZTR got crushed. I just happened to look at it. That's the one we did amazing on yesterday. But it's down 76% here in pre-market. Actually below yesterday's lows. Crazy. We played this yesterday from like, what was it, 8 to 13 or so. And now it's down 76% in pre-market. Crazy stuff. That's why you can't hold on to these stocks. You can't marry it. I think I saw it in the chat this morning. You can't do it. So right now we're watching the pullbacks on NUZE, watching the pullbacks on DRMA. We're watching a lot of pullbacks this morning for possible curls at the bell. So right now what I want you to do for the last 10 minutes before the bell, get all of your charts pulled up, get all of your levels marked up. That way you are ready to go for the open when it does get here in about 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and get all of mine pulled up here real quick. Then it will be ready to go. Just make sure as well you have your levels marked up too. The levels are on the screen. You have your risk and you have your range levels. Make sure to go through those. Make sure that you're good to go. While I'm doing this, as a quick reminder, again, do not fall for imposters in your DMs. I feel like I've got to say this every day now because people do fall for it. Do not fall for imposters in your DMs or scammers in your DMs. I have warnings posted everywhere. So please heed those warnings and do not fall for the imposters. They are getting smarter by the day. So if it's not my name, exactly. If there's typos in it, it's not me. There's no typos in my name. If it's about crypto, it's not me. So just ignore it, block them, report them. Anybody in your DMs is not me. Or friend requests, for that matter. All right. So just had to get that out the way because we do have people falling for it, and that is no bueno. All right, I've got everything pulled up on my end. Hopefully you guys have everything pulled up on your end. And just make sure you've got all your levels marked up and everything's ready. Let's see, what did I say the other level was on SCRB? 735. I do like that 735. I actually like 750 quite a bit too. We'll do 750 and $8. I'll watch both. All right, we'll watch both. NUZE pulled back, curling down to the bell. We've got about 8 minutes. Got about 8 minutes. Do you guys have sound? I know somebody said they don't ever lose audio. So I know, like I said, I think it's some of your guys' internet. Let me know real quick if you have sound. There's 121 of y'all, 122 now. Let me know if you've got sound real quick. I just want to make sure. Sound on, yes. All right, we're good. As long as the majority have sound, then we're good. Well, now it's a waiting game for the last 8 minutes. Too many people joining at once. That's possible. Yeah, because sometimes whenever a lot join, we have to restart the stream and then start it back. So that's possible. All right, well, if you guys ever lose sound, just tag me. Make sure you hit @Kev. That way I see the ping pop up if you ever lose it this morning. Eventually, we'll make a move to Zoom. It's so much more, gosh, I just closed everything. It's so much easier just to do it all on Discord for you guys. I know nobody ever wants to use 10 different platforms, so if we have to eventually use Zoom, the quality on Zoom is better, the video quality is better, the audio quality is better, and so eventually we might make the switch, but for right now, it's just a lot easier for everybody this way. All right, 6 minutes until open. Make sure everything is pulled up and ready to go. Do not wait until we start trading this morning. You prefer Discord? I do too, but if we don't have sound on it, then we're going to have to, make some changes, do something. So we'll do what we have to do. But for right now, Discord's going to be fun. All right, those of you on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, shutting down those streams now to get ready for the open. We have about 7 setups to be watching at the open today that we've gone over with you guys for free this morning. So make sure to claim your 7-day free trial to watch me trade live today and every single day. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys later. Peace, guys.